Paul from Law Sports China. Hello, Coach.
Hello, how you doing?
You know, OKC caused a lot of trouble for Warriors because of the length and speed. So would you consider using a combination of more bigs on the court instead of small lineups? And what's the key for you guys to bounce back in Game 2?
Just have to see the matchups and see how the flow of the game's going. You know, you can go into the game with a game plan, but the game dictates who you play and how you play. I thought we did some good things, you know, in Game 1, like I said before, after the game. And Game 2 will be different. We got to make a couple of adjustments and do a few things better. But overall, if you have a chance to hold Steph and Clay to 20 points, you know, combined, you know, in a game like this, and out-rebounding his team, also, getting to the free throw line double the times they got to the free throw line. Those are some good things that we did, so we just got to build off of that.
Over here on this side.
Bill Livingston, plain dealer. Tyronn, what's your view on JR getting only 2 shots when it was still a game? Was it his defense against Clay was, took a lot out of him, or was the ball just not finding him, or what?
The ball wasn't finding him, I didn't think, but also, when we don't play fast and we don't get the ball up the floor and play with pace, JR suffers the most from that. And, with this team was switching out on pin downs and switching 1 through 5 when they go with that small lineup, it makes it tough for JR to get shots. So we have to play faster, and we do also have to involve JR.
Joe in the back.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Ty, this will probably evolve into a two-parter, but what did you think, now that you've seen the film, what did you think of LeBron last night?
I thought we, tried to take advantage of some mismatches. They tried to switch smaller guys onto him, and they came right away, off a live cutter. Sometimes Bogut came, and he made the necessary passes. I thought, we got the mismatches we wanted. He drove to the basket, and they stripped him about 4 or 5 times, just, getting to the basket, getting to the rim. But overall, I just told Brown I needed him to play faster. I needed him to pick the pace up for us offensively, getting the ball out, and just being able to play faster.
And then, this is 2 finals now that we've been talking about the Iguodala matchup with LeBron. When Iggy kind of switched on to him, I think LeBron was 4 of 5, and then he was 5 of 16 for the rest of the game. Does LeBron have a difficult time with him, or what has been going on with that?
Well, I don't think Iguodala's guarding him. I just think they're switching a lot. So they're switching 1 through 5, and then when LeBron gets the ball in the post, they're coming to double team. And then also, when he gets the mismatch, when he drives the basketball, they're all collapsing. And we just got to be able to make open threes. They're trying to do a good job of, running us off the line, making us take 2s. But I wouldn't say it's an Iguodala matchup. I mean, it's their whole team.
Chris over on the right.
Chris Haynes, Cleveland.com. Forgive me if somebody already asked you this question, but the bench last night for you guys, your guys' standpoint. Channing Frye played very minimum last night. What was your approach in how bench minutes were distributed yesterday?
What's my approach?
Yeah, what was the rationale for how your bench?
I mean, we just played our bench the way we've been playing my side of Channing. I just thought the matchups was kind of hard. When we went with Channing and LeBron, that 4 or 5 lineup, they went small. But, Channing's a big part of what we do, so I got to find a way to keep him on the floor.
So it's not necessarily that it's a bad matchup against the Warriors. It was just the personnel they had in at the time?
Yes.
Jermaine, back left.
Jermaine Franklin with TSN. Coach, you mentioned more, I guess, pace for the offense. Would that include a little bit more ball movement for this team, or did you get the ball movement you were looking for in Game 1?
Pace, so we can get up the floor, get guys open shots in transition like JR and Kevin and Channing and those guys. But I think the floor is more open when you be able to play with pace, and LeBron and Kyrie can get downhill. Ball movement, when we run our sets, when you switch it 1 through 5, it makes you stagnant. It makes you play one-on-one. So the best thing you can do is try to get the matchup you want and try to explore it.
John, towards the center.
Coach, you mentioned Channing, you mentioned the double teams. Is he a way to better take advantage of the double teams and the loading up on LeBron? Is that a sort of a solution to that issue?
Yes, have to get more shooting out on the floor to try to keep those guys at home on the defensive end. They do a good job of having a guy guard the ball and 4 guys are in the paint. So Channing will give us some space now on the floor, and just defensively we got to be able to make sure we have them on the right matchup.
Tyronn, Jeff Zilgett, USA Today. You mentioned last night how many shots you missed in the paint. And I think, you know, maybe at the rim you were not as proficient or efficient as you normally are. After watching the film, what did you see with those shots, and why didn't they fall?
It's funny. We showed the team that today, you know, just that, you know, we're right there. We got into the paint. We got stripped 5 or 6 times. I think LeBron and Kyrie getting to the basket. We missed 9 point-blank layups, I mean, when no one was around. So we just got to be able to finish those shots around the basket. You know, when Bogut goes to the bench, they don't have any shot blocking. So we were able to get the shots we wanted to in the paint, and we just got to make them.
Ty, you having played in the finals, coached in the finals, so many people want you to change what you're doing or react to every little thing in every single game. How much of you has to resist that, knowing that, you know, you got here a certain way and you have to kind of stick to how you got here?
I don't see a reason for change. I think, you know, the way they play defense, you know, they switch 1 through 5, and it makes you play one-on-one basketball. So your movement with floppy stuff coming off of pin downs, they just switch out and try to deny those passes. And then you got to post Kevin, you got to post LeBron against those mismatches. So I don't see any reason for change. We just got to convert.
Over here in the 4th row.
Coach, you know, before the game one, you talked about we have to play our game. You know, when you look back at the game one, do you feel like you played your game?
No, I don't think we played fast enough. I don't think we pushed the pace and was, you know, aggressive attacking in transition. I think in that 3rd quarter, you saw when we were able to get stops and get out in transition, that really opened the game up for us, and we was able to go from a 9-point deficit to going up 3 points by playing faster and being more aggressive in transition.
Any other questions for Coach? Last 2 in the back here on 4.
You mentioned earlier that you told LeBron that you need him to play faster. Can you give us an example or two of what you mean by that?
Was it? I can't remember the playoff series. I think it was in that 3rd quarter. I can't remember if it was Atlanta or Toronto, but just when he came out in that 3rd quarter and really just pushed the tempo on misses and makes, or just being aggressive of getting the ball to the court faster and playing with more speed, more pace. And I think that opened up the game for a lot of our other guys. And, you know, when we're playing that way, we're a lot better. Like I said, when we're going against a half-court defense, they switch in 1 through 5. They make you stagnant. They make you play one-on-one basketball because that's all you can get. So if we push the pace and play with a faster tempo offensively, I think we'll be fine.
So if the intent was to play with the normal pace that you've played at these playoffs, what happened? Why didn't the pace, you know, stay where it's been?
Well, I think because they shot 53%, I think, in the first half. So when they're making shots, it's hard to get out and run. But on misses or makes, we got to get the ball in faster and try to play with more pace. You know, when they're missing shots and they're turning the ball over, we get in deflections, we can definitely get out and run and attack this team.
Jason, last one in the back.
Just to follow up on the isolation again, there have been times in this postseason where you've said you wanted to go ISO. So last night, was that an instance where you wanted to play isolation, or did it happen too much?
Well, you have to play ISO. If you switch it 1 through 5, I mean, you run pick and rolls, they're not going to put 2 on the ball. They're going to switch it. If you post up, they're coming to double team. So if you run floppy actions and JR coming off pin downs, they're switching out. So it leaves you to play one-on-one. And I thought we had the matchups we wanted, with smaller guys are switching on to LeBron, smaller guys are switching on to Kevin. And now we just got to take advantage of it, get into our spots, get into our spacing, and take advantage of the junk up defense.
So you didn't feel, after watching the film, you didn't feel like you guys played too much ISO?
No, I didn't think we played too much. I mean, I thought we went to the matchups we had. When they switched and they had a disadvantage, we posted the ball with LeBron and Kevin, and now we just got to make them pay for when they come in double team.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.